Take a look at your screen. Within 3 seconds of a boss fight starting, your brain has already done the math. You haven't read the lore. You haven't heard the dialogue. You don't even know the character's name, but you already know they are the monster. How? Because the gaming industry has been training you for 30 years. It uses a silent visual language, a shorthand that tells you who to make the hero and who to fear. And for decades, that language has relied on one ugly foundation: the bad is black effect. We are told the dark side is literal. We are told that corruption is a change in skin tone. We are told that the outsider, the one who doesn't look like the fair-skinned protagonist, is the one we need to defeat. But today, we aren't just looking at character designs. We are looking at the historical, technical, and psychological engineering of bias. From the Shirley cards of 1950s photography to the censored sprites of modern Japanese gacha games. I'm Taco Burger. This is the truth behind the color of evil. Unplug the controller. We're going deeper than the game wants you to go. Let's start with the smoking gun. In the world of Fate Grand Order, Emiya is a legendary hero, a man who sacrifices afterlife to protect humanity. He is noble, fair-skinned, and Japanese. But when the developers at Type Moon released his Alter version, the version where his soul is corrupted, they changed his race. They gave him pitch black skin, a buzz cut, and exaggerated features. In Japan, the fans called him Detroit Emiya. In their culture, Detroit is shorthand for lawless, black-coated space. But we don't have to guess at the intent. Konoko Nasu, the head writer, actually said, the concept was, what would happen if we put Emiya in prison? Think about that. To show a character had fallen, the industry default was to make them look like a black prisoner. This isn't lore. This is the visual engineering of a stereotype. It equates blackness with criminality. It tells the player that losing your soul looks like becoming black. When the game came to the West, Sony had to unblacken him, turn his skin to a dull gray, but the intent was already documented. If your only way to communicate evil is to lean into a caricature, you are not making a game. You're building a cage for the player's mind. To understand how we got to Emiya, we have to go back 70 years to the Shirley card. In the 1950s, color film was calibrated using a photo of a pale-skinned woman named Shirley. Every camera lens and film roll was engineered to see white skin as the norm. If you were dark-skinned, the film literally couldn't see you. You were a shadow. When gaming moved into 3D in the 90s, developers inherited this technical bias. Early 3D engines, like those in the PS1, had massive limitations on lighting. Developers found it easier to make villains dark-skinned because shadows hide the flaws in the character models. It's cheaper, it's faster, but when you spend 20 years using dark skin as a technical shortcut for the unknown, you start to believe your own lie. This is why the Heartless in Kingdom Hearts are pitch black. It was a technical limitation that became a moral judgment. Then there is the King of Evil, Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time. He isn't just a threat because of the Triforce. He is the only dark-skinned humanoid in a world of fair-skinned Highlands. This is what scholars call racecraft. It's the practice of taking real-world racial traits, dark skin, savage desert cultures, tribal jewelry, and mapping them onto fantasy monsters. When you spend your childhood as a fair-skinned hero killing the only dark-skinned man in the world, It trains you to expect a fight the moment you see a specific complexion. This isn't just fantasy, it's a psychological training ground for bias. Why is the desert always coded as the home of the villain, while the forest or castle is the home of the hero? It's a colonial map disguised as a video game. In 2009, Resident Evil 5 released a trailer that shook the industry. It showed a white man gunning down waves of black zombies in an African village. The imagery mirrored colonial-era savage tropes, so closely it was impossible to ignore. Capcom's response was, "We didn't mean it." But that's the point. The bias is so baked into the industry's visual library that they didn't even realize they were making a game about a white savior cleansing a black continent. This is what happens when you have a color of evil default. You stop seeing the humanity of the people on the other side of the barrel. Lately, the industry is trying to fix it, but they often fall into the anti-hero trap. Look at GTA. We get black protagonists like CJ or Franklin, but they are always tied to the thug aesthetic. Look at Forspoken. We get a black lead, but she's an orphan on the verge of prison. The industry is finally letting us be the hero, but they still want us to be damaged. Contrast this with Miles Morales. Miles is one of the first times we've seen a black character allowed to just be a kid, a hero, and a scientist without his race being a tragedy. He's the first break in the color of evil cycle. He proves that you don't need a white skin tone to be the light of the story. We are at 55 legends on this channel, 55 anomalies who are starting to see the real game. The color of evil isn't just a design choice, it's a mirror. It shows us how people in power see the rest of us. But the mirror is cracking. By calling out the Emiya Alters and the Ganondorfs, we are forcing the industry to build a new visual language. One where your skin tone isn't a clue to your soul. I'm Taco Burger. We're on the road to 100. If you're ready to see the real game, stay with the squad. Taco Burger out.